really.
They're asking if I could ask you more about Peep. I don't know how involved you were with Lil Peep.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like as close as I was with X, I guess you could say, but like definitely did those interviews early on. Used to just be going to parties in LA and would see him and stuff. I remember like
Xans.
Yeah, well, I don't think I ever took a Xan with him, to be honest. Although we almost certainly were on Xans at the same time in the same place.
Same shit.
But because like his whole thing was like where I started the podcast, right? There was a GBC apartment around the fucking corner, literally like 2 blocks away from downtown, and it was like a war zone, the worst, most like drug-ridden neighborhood you ever seen in the world. Like if you saw it right now, you'd be like, "This is insane! I didn't even know this existed." And that's where they had their apartment at, and it was just like an insane goth hipster party.
Just a crack house. I saw
every night. People recording and just doing insane amounts of drugs, and like even in 2016, I already was kind of like, I'm not trying to go hang out in a fucking drug den every night. But then he moved out of there like pretty quick, to be honest, too. Like, so I don't know. I hung out with people a decent amount, but not like we weren't best friends. You know? That
scene seems weird to me hearing you talk about it, and I was just realizing how Lil Peep was like literally dead on that tour bus, and they were just like recording him and putting it on Snapchat. Juice WRLD, like it was very clear that this guy had a problem, and everyone around him didn't really try. I mean, of course they tried to help him, but. Yeah. Do you think that hip hop encourages that behavior? Like, why? There's something about that that's very negative. There's a lot of negative energy in the hip hop world.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, think about that. Why, like, Juice WRLD gets signed by Interscope, and it's like, I mean, I do have multiple trains of thoughts because on one hand, yeah, it's like almost impossible to get people to stop doing drugs unless they want to stop doing drugs. You know, I've seen that many times in my life where I had people that was close to me and they were the worst alcoholics or they were the crazy pillheads or whatever, and it's like, no matter what I said to them, they weren't going to stop unless they decided to stop. And the thing with Juice is he was so young and had so much power and money. And he's realistically was surrounded by a lot of people who are doing a fuckload of drugs as well, you know?
Because hip-hop kind of encourages that behavior. It makes it seem cool. When you're rapping about Percocet, Molly, Kill, Ops in every song, it's like you kind of feel like you need to live that lifestyle. So when you're not recording, you're just popping pills and you're running around with guns. And it's a very negative scene. Yeah. Thinking about it now, watching those documentaries, it's like there's not really a lot of positive. There's nothing godly about that.
Well, but the industry, the adults in the room don't act like adults, right?
And they don't care about that. They just see the rappers as cash cows. Yeah. Everyone they sign, that they just want them to keep doing gang activities so that
like early on, like hanging out with Pump and Smoke Perp or whatever. It's like they're taking drugs. I'm taking drugs. Realistically, not nearly as much as them, but like I'm just basically kind of whatever. Like you guys do your thing. Like I don't fucking care. It's none of my business what you guys are getting fucked up doing, right?